One second.
In London, Rahul Gandhi compares RSS to Muslim Brotherhood.
Institutions are not neutral. We are fighting the institutions and the RSS.
BJP hits back, says Rahul under influence of Maoists and anarchists.
राहुल गांधी माओवादी और अराजक तत्वों के पूरे नियंत्रण में है आजकल.
Government accuses Rahul Gandhi of maligning India overseas. Government brings out Rahul Gandhi's parliamentary attendance records.
I'm following you.
BJP accuses Rahul of seeking foreign help. Has Rahul Gandhi crossed the Lakshman Rekha? That's our top focus on India First. In London, Rahul Gandhi launched a frontal attack on the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, comparing it to a secret society like the Muslim Brotherhood that uses democracy to come to power and then subvert it. The BJP insists Rahul Gandhi, losing election after election in India, is crying hoarse overseas and defaming India. The government, in fact, put out Rahul Gandhi's attendance in parliament out in public domain to claim that he doesn't attend parliament regularly and then claims democracy is under threat to hide his tardy performance. Kanchan Gupta, senior advisor to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, who put out that data, now joins me on the show. I'm Gaurav Sawant. As always, let's get started with the headlines on India First. Enforcement Directorate questions Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia inside Tihar jail in the liquor scam case. Manish Sisodia's secretary also quizzed by the Central Bureau of Investigation. BRS MLA K. Kavita's aide Arun Pillai is arrested by the ED. Round 2 of CBI grilling Lalu Yadav, the former Bihar Chief Minister, is being probed for his alleged role in the Land for Jobs scam when he was Union Railways Minister. Accused in the Karnataka bribe gate, BJP MLA resurfaces after getting interim bail. The Neta's son was caught red-handed taking bribe, which led to an 8 crore rupee cash haul. Poaching war erupts between allies BJP and AIA-DMK. 5 BJP leaders changed sides, pledged support to EPS in 2 days. Fuming BJP issues a warning. India Today's special investigation on cow vigilantism unravels nexus between some unscrupulous elements in the Haryana police and vigilantes. Congress MP from Wayanad in Kerala, Rahul Gandhi, today said that the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, a secret society like the Muslim Brotherhood, captured institutions, and whether it's the press, the judiciary, parliament or the election commission, they're all under threat of being controlled by the RSS. He also said there were no debates in parliament on critical issues like demonetization or farmers' agitation or the Chinese troops in Ladakh. The government put out data of Rahul Gandhi's attendance in parliament and insisted his claim of opposition being silenced was baseless to cover his tardy performance as an MP and exceptionally low participation in parliamentary proceedings. Our political bureau with our top story.
Our government simply does not allow any idea of the opposition, any concept of the opposition to be discussed.
Rahul
Gandhi is calling it the undoing of democracy. The Congress MP has claimed the opposition is being silenced in Parliament not once but several times in his speeches at various public events in the United Kingdom. And now the Narendra Modi government has given it back, putting out a report card on Rahul Gandhi's performance in Parliament.
He has participated in only 6 debates between getting elected from Wayanad in 2019 and 2023. And then to say that I am not allowed to speak in Parliament or that the opposition is not allowed to speak in Parliament, that's an egregious lie.
Rajya Sabha Deputy Speaker Harivansh Narayan Singh called Rahul's charges a blatant lie.
अपने अनुभव के आधार पर कहना चाहूंगा कि यह नितांत असत्य, बेबुनियाद, आधारहीन, नथिंग कैन बी मोर फॉल्स देन दिस, कि इस तरह की बात किसी से आज तक न सुनने को मुझे मिली, न मेरी जानकारी में.
From Delhi to Karnataka, top BJP leaders came out firing at Rahul.
मेरा स्पष्ट आरोप है कि राहुल गांधी माओवादी और अराजक तत्वों के पूरे नियंत्रण में है आजकल. वो भारत के लोकतंत्र, भारत के जनमत, भारत की संसद, भारत की न्याय व्यवस्था और भारत की सामरिक सुरक्षा सब पर अपमान कर रहे हैं.
The way Rahul Gandhi is speaking whenever is in foreign soil, I really sometimes doubt both his integrity as well as his intelligence.
What's more, even opposition parties are distancing themselves from the Congress leader.
अब राहुल गांधी वहां से दूर से पतंग उड़ा रहे हैं. अब आप कह रहे हैं कि कैसी उड़ रही है इनकी पतंग, बताओ, ऊंची उड़ रही है, नीचे उड़ रही है. इनकी पतंग नहीं उड़ रही.
The Congress has rallied behind the Wayanad MP.
He has every right to comment on what is going on in India. Indian system, the entire world, they all feel that all sections are not safe in India. That is what he is trying to tell, and I fully stand by his statement.
Under fire, Rahul himself clarified his earlier statement that seemed to seek Western help to restore democracy in India.
It's our problem, right? It's an internal problem. It's an Indian problem, and the solution is going to come from inside. It's not going to come from outside.
Did Rahul Gandhi make a political blunder by attacking the Modi government on foreign soil? How will the statements affect the Congress fortunes in India? These are questions the grand old party will have to grapple with in the coming days. Bureau Report, India Today.
If you do not change this relationship.
And before I throw this open for a wider discussion with our guests from the Congress and the BJP, joining me on India First is Kanchan Gupta, Senior Advisor to the Ministry of Information on Broadcasting, on Rahul Gandhi's report card and claims overseas. Kanchan Gupta, why have you called Rahul Gandhi's claims that opposition is being silenced in India baseless and egregious lies?
Well, I have demonstrated with data which is publicly available and which is from Parliament's own database to demonstrate that Rahul Gandhi is being untruthful when he claims that neither he nor his opposition colleagues are allowed to speak in Parliament. So the whole purpose was to prove that Parliament functions, debates happen, discussions happen, and disprove Rahul Gandhi's allegation that voices are silenced and he is not allowed to speak or opposition MPs are not allowed to speak.
Okay.
It needed to be done because he has leveled all these fanciful allegations from foreign soil to a foreign audience which is unaware of how Parliament of India functions, which is unaware of Rahul Gandhi's own participation or lack of it in parliamentary proceedings, and which is unaware of his own, dismal record as an MP.
Okay. So I'll just come to Rahul Gandhi's record in a moment. But how is Rahul Gandhi defaming India if he is targeting either Prime Minister Narendra Modi or the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh?
No, Rahul Gandhi, I'm sorry, when he says that that opposition is not allowed to speak in Parliament, my thing is just limited to Parliament House and Parliament proceedings. When he says that opposition is not allowed to speak, that mics are turned off. When were mics turned off?
Okay.
Whenever the opposition goes into a throes of fate, marches into the well of the house, starts hurling papers at the chair, that is the time when cameras are turned off, and obviously mics are also turned off. Now that is part of the of Parliament's own rules. The only time a mic was really turned off was when leader of opposition L.K. Advani rose to speak in reply to something which the Congress had said. And Sonia Gandhi gestured at Meera Kumar, who was the speaker and who was presiding over the proceedings. Meera Kumar instructed L.K. Advani's mic to be turned off. In my living memory, that is the only time this happened. Apart from the time when the division of Andhra Pradesh bill was passed in total chaos in the Rajya Sabha.
But sir, on the aspect of opposition being silenced in India, Rahul Gandhi is not the only one saying that, you know, agencies are being misused by the government. 9 opposition parties have written a similar complaint. In fact, they're making the same point of misuse of agencies. Rahul Gandhi, of course, says that organizations like the Sangh are now making inroads in these agencies.
Oh, we can discuss that issue at great length. Apart from the fact that it is not true. I mean, you know, happily, fortunately, luckily, the right to corruption is still not a fundamental right in India. And corruption is still not a benchmark to judge democracy in India. That if you do not act against corrupt politicians, if you do not act against corruption, then your freedom index, your democracy index zooms up. Or if you act against somebody charged with corruption, accused of corruption, then your freedom index and democracy index goes down. But Gaurav, that is an entirely separate issue. I will be happy to discuss with you later. But today we are just focused on Rahul Gandhi denigrating, demeaning Parliament of India, which is the living symbol of living democracy in India. He says democracy is dead in India. And that is why entire sessions of Parliament pass without Rahul Gandhi attending even for a single day. Just check out the data which I have put out.
Okay. Yeah, you've put out the statistics of 52% attendance of Rahul Gandhi versus 79% national average. But sir, what does Rahul Gandhi's attendance in Parliament have to do with the concerns that he's raising on foreign soil that you describe as denigrating or defaming India?
When you are not in Parliament, you don't even know what is happening in Parliament. You don't participate in debates and you say that I am not allowed to speak.
Okay. How is Rahul Gandhi, in your view? You've written that he's like an errant schoolboy who's lying to his teacher after not doing his homework. Explain this, sir.
I am not interested. I am not here to, I am not here as a windmill to the Don Quixotes of the world. They can tilt at me. I don't care. But I have just put out the data as it is. This data is irrefutable. It shows that Rahul Gandhi refuses to participate in parliamentary proceedings. He does a bunk. He doesn't raise questions which he is entitled to. Unlike his fellow MPs from Kerala, all of whom are opposition MPs in parliament, and who have a terrific track record of participating in parliament. Unlike them, he does nothing. And yet he has the gumption to go and say that, oh, I am not allowed to speak, or the opposition is not allowed to speak.
Okay. For joining me here on India Today, Mr. Kanchan Gupta, many thanks. But let me now throw this open for a wider discussion. Joining me on India First is Shazia Ilmi, spokesperson of the BJP. Arshpreet Kadyal is the spokesperson of the Congress Party. Rahul Srivastava is India Today's National Affairs Editor. And Arshpreet, I want to begin by asking you, BJP says Rahul Gandhi's track record of attending parliament is exceptionally low. BJP also says he's low on facts. You heard Kanchan Gupta saying that Rahul Gandhi, he speaks in parliament when he's there. In fact, BJP leaders say that in response to the presidential address to parliament, he spoke uninterrupted for 43 minutes. How is opposition being silenced in parliament, sir?
One, let's not assume for exceptions to be commonalities. Exception, happened for once in a blue moon. Second of all, when you know it as a matter of fact that a mic is going to be muted, you will not be given an equal amount of opportunity to speak over issues, no matter how important they are. Your voice is going to be curtailed. As it would affect your attendance for sure. And not just the Congress party. Everybody knows it for a fact that the Bharatiya Janata Party would not have any debate, any discussion over bills. They would directly be passed. The Bharatiya Janata Party, if you would, for example, want to address an Adani issue, your mic will get muted. So it does have an impact on the attendance for sure. But the fact of the matter is that if the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to condemn, the so-called speech on foreign land, why do they not condemn the statement given by Mr. Modi in 2015 on Chinese land when he said that earlier people used to feel ashamed of being born an Indian? Why do they not condemn when Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, campaigned for Donald Trump? And number three, let's look at the pattern of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We demanded a probe for the Adani issue, a JPC probe. Our mic got muted, no action was taken at all whatsoever. But whoever speaks against the Bharatiya Janata Party, criticizes them, there happens an ED, IT, CBS, SEBI case against them. There is no opposition party in India that does not have any of these cases. Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee.
So
MK
right now,
Stalin's
Kanchan
daughter,
Gupta said that if there are corruption cases, they will be investigated. Fair point. Some opposition leaders are making that there is selective use of agencies only against the opposition. But Rahul Srivastava, you've covered parliament for close to 4 decades, if not more. Is there merit? Opposition is silenced in India.
Gaurav, I think we should look at the picture in a macro view. Parliament isn't not allowed to speak in Parliament is one of the accusations made. I think very important is that all political parties need to now look at this fact that washing political dirty laundry has become a trait now since I think 2014. It is in a very different political and global atmosphere, Gaurav, we all are living in. 30 years ago, did you find Atal Bihari Vajpayee being invited by Oxford or Cambridge to come and give a lecture like this? No. The world is changing. It is eager to do business with Mr. Narendra Modi because India represents something in the Committee of Nations. It also wants to engage Mr. Rahul Gandhi because Rahul Gandhi represents the opposition. Rahul Gandhi is using an opportunity which he is getting to convey a point, one within his party that he is the supreme leader, to the opposition he is the only one among the opposition invited there. It's a political pressure point kind of politics happening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has attacked the opposition abroad. Rahul Gandhi has done the same thing even when in 2015. That time he was not worried whether opposition is not being allowed to speak. Also very importantly, Gaurav, I think your attendance and your performance in Parliament cannot be a broad template about democracy being impacted. Similarly, also I think leaders should look at that you have undertaken a 4,000 kilometer long yatra and you still say that you're not allowed to speak. I think it needs to be nuanced better. That's what I think Rahul
I'll come back
Gandhi
to that
is.
4,000-kilometer long yatra and and these multiple speeches that he's given overseas, whether Rahul Gandhi's political heft has increased. But I'll come to that point in just a moment. Shazia Almi, now that I have you back, in London, Rahul Gandhi claimed serious issues like massive ramifications like whether it's demonetization or farmers' agitation or Chinese troops, their transgressions. They're not allowed to be discussed in Parliament. The government has silenced the opposition and used agencies to coerce the opposition into silence.
I think Rahul Gandhi has crossed a line. And I think just when you think that it can't get any worse, it has gotten worse. Of all the various trips that he's done and all the discussions and the talks that he's had internationally, I think this one is going to come to bite him. And I really think it brings heaps of shame, not just on India and India's democracy and its institutions, but upon himself as a public figure. I mean, if you were to question the parliament itself and the democratic processes and the electoral processes,
okay,
and then say that you're an MP of, and that you have, just had a government elected in Himachal and one in Rajasthan. I mean, you start by saying that, we do not honor even these governments and his own membership of the parliament because of this, the muzzling of dissent or a different opinion.
Arshpreet, respond to Shazia.
The fact of the matter is, I mean, it is, you would invoke the EU and the US to get into power.
Okay, Arshpreet, that's a very serious charge. Okay,
and I'm just shocked.
Okay,
I mean, this
that's
is
a grave thing to say, Shazia. Okay, Arshpreet, okay, you made a point. Hold on. Arshpreet, Shazia says Rahul Gandhi is desperate that he seeks US-Europe intervention to save democracy in India. That just shows how desperate things are for him or for the Congress.
Well, when Mr. Modi gave a statement on Chinese land in 2015, would you render the same status to that statement as well?
Is it the same? Sure, I will leave our viewers to decide.
Number two,
is it the same as seeking US and Europe's help to save democracy in India?
Campaigning for Mr. Trump. Where does that stand? What is the magnitude of that statement? Let me tell you another thing.
So you are justifying Rahul Gandhi seeking US and Europe help to save democracy in India?
Let me answer. May I answer, Shazia? May I please answer?
One by one.
See, India, thank you. India's democracy is a public good. We are the world's largest democracy.
Which needs America's help to be rescued.
1 second, please. Please allow me to answer. So when the world's largest democracy suffers a fatal blow, it has repercussions not just inside the borders but outside the borders of India as well on other democracies. So they ought to know what's happening in India. It's a freedom of speech and expression, for God's sake. You do away with the voices in India.
Everybody knows.
Okay.
Number two,
let me quickly bring Rahul Srivastava. Rahul, the Congress is defending Rahul Gandhi's statement. Rahul Gandhi goes to London, seeks Europe and America's help to save democracy in India, and Arshdeep says democracy is public good. Foreign help is needed, or words to that effect, Rahul Srivastava?
I think, Gaurav, that's what I was saying. That Rahul Gandhi's statement needs to be more nuanced. The problem is that if he's today saying that EU and Europe and America should come out and help, these are the nations driven by their own global interests and which are commercial and geopolitical. Gaurav, you know it better than I think any one of us here, that it is their geopolitical interests which are dictating them closer to a Narendra Modi. Now, in a scenario where they are cozying up to Narendra Modi and his government, do you think these pleas for assistance from EU and America will be of any avail? The important thing, recently when the Soros issue happened, the Congress party came out and said, no, these are internal affairs. When it comes to Kashmir, Congress has maintained for 70 years, no, these are internal affairs of India. Nobody seeks external interventions. The point is that
it is an external affair.
Gentlemen, let me finish. The point here, Gaurav, very important is that if there are certain things happening, How can it be that Europe and Americans don't know, Gaurav? We are living in a very different world, and still they are doing
today's
business
day
with
and
India.
age, someone would seek foreign help or intervention. But Shazia Elmi, Rahul Gandhi says RSS is like Muslim Brotherhood, a secret society that uses democracy to first come to power and then subvert democratic systems. He claims democratic institutions are either already controlled by RSS or threatened by RSS. How is that defaming India, madam? He is targeting the RSS.
No, you can, if you want to wish to defame India and deride Indian sovereignty, you're most welcome to do it. But whatever you say has to be substantiated. So if you want to accuse RSS of, no, if you want to say, you want to talk about Iranian Revolutionary Guards or Hezbollah or ISIS or the new caliphate
with 6
or
cabinet
what have you?
ministers
No,
need
what
the
have you?
RSS
You're
for
most
a government
welcome
policy
to.
or not?
You can even say we need contra rebels like, in Nicaragua.
Did the Home Minister of India, Mr. Amit Shah, with 6 cabinet ministers, meet the RSS
and you have to substantiate it with facts.
Government policy?
I'm
yes or
sorry.
no?
Clearly, we haven't heard the last of this debate, but I've run out of time on this part of the show.
You can't even dismiss it as buffoonery.
Okay,
Or even
we will continue to debate this, but since it's Holi tomorrow, it's the festival of colors, I want to leave our viewers with happier images, with images of the festival of colors and the preparation to celebrate Holi that's on in full swing across India. I leave you with these images at the India-Pakistan border in Jaisalmer and in Jammu.
India Today Conclave 2023, March 17th and 18th, New Delhi. Listen to Janvi Kapoor, Malaika Arora, Anita Sengupta, Abha Adams, Hajar Chena Ramani, Dr. Ruha Shadab. The India Moment.
Another encounter in the Umesh Pal murder case. Atiq Ahmed gang's shooter gunned down by the Prayagraj police. Vijay Chaudhary, alias Usman, was killed in the wee hours of Monday in a Vikas Dubey encounter style. Usman was rushed to the Swaroop Rani Nehru Hospital where the doctors declared him dead. Hailing the encounter, UP Mantris warned the Mafia Raj of meeting the same fate under the Yogi government.
प्रकार की घटनाओं को अंजाम देने वालों का यही हाल होता है। पूरी पुलिस टीम को बधाई। उत्तर प्रदेश की 25 करोड़ जनता को विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि यूपी पुलिस उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए तत्पर है।
सभी अपराधियों को प्रयागराज वाले मामले में कानून के तहत कड़ी से कड़ी सजा देने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। अपराधी कितने दुर्दांत हैं कि वो पुलिस पर भी हमला करने से बाज नहीं आ रहे हैं और इस मामले में एक एक अपराधी को पकड़ करके उसे सजा मिलेगी, हमारी प्रतिबद्धता है।
Cops say it was dreaded Usman who fired the first shot in killing Umesh Pal. But his wife differed from the police narrative.
ये हम नहीं पता है सर हम लोगों को कि सुबान आशीष कहाँ पता। हम लोग घर में विजय और क्या कहते हैं नान बाबा।
सरकार की 0 की नीति है और उन माफियाओं के खिलाफ मिट्टी में मिलाने का काम।
Reiterating Yogi's Mitti Mein Mila Denge vow, BJP Neta said another tranche of justice has been served in the best possible way. But the opposition is up in arms, questioning the Yogi government on these back-to-back encounters. Noose is also tightening around Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf, who are also lodged behind bars in the same murder case. Ashraf's wife and Atiq's sister cried foul, claiming they're being tortured day and night by the police.
वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी करना हो, दोनों भाइयों को जेल के अंदर ही उनसे इन्वेस्टिगेशन ले लिया जाए, कर लिया जाए, पूछताछ कर लिया जाए, जेल से बाहर बिल्कुल ना निकाला जाए, उनकी जान का बहुत खतरा है। मैं मुख्यमंत्री जी से यही अपील करती हूँ कि
आपने साजिश की बात की है बाजी, कौन कर रहा है?
मेयर, इस वक्त जो मेयर है वो साजिश कर रही है, जिससे हमारी भाभी जो है इलेक्शन किसी तरह फाइट ना कर पाए, कि उनको बहुत ज्यादा समर्थन मिलना।
Remember, Umesh Pal, the key witness in the former BSP MLA Raju Pal's murder case, was shot dead on February 24th outside his home. With Rahul Srivastava and Santosh Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
You're watching Business Today. I'm Nabila Jamal. Let me take you through the top news. Prime Minister Modi calls for the private sector to ramp up capital expenditure, says banks need to handhold medium and small-scale businesses, reiterates that India is the shining spot among world economies. Adani Group says it has prepaid shares-backed financing of 7,374 crore rupees 2 years ahead of its maturity. News coincides with the group holding roadshows in Dubai, London and the United States to reassure investors. IIFL's Sanjeev Vasin, in an exclusive conversation with Business Today TV, expects the Indian stock markets to touch record levels this year. Says Sensex will cross 70,000 and Nifty will cross 21,000 mark. And Facebook's parent company, Meta, reportedly planning for another round of mass layoffs. Thousands could lose their jobs as early as next week. NCLT approves Suraksha Group's bid to acquire JP Infratech, Mumbai-based company, to complete JP